Got Chase, Grant, and Hudson. Imagine being so dominant in your sport that there are people calling you the greatest of all time, not for just what you did on the court, but also how you transformed the game. Michael Jordan wasn't just a basketball player, but he redefined the game through his talent and business ideals. Even if you don't know basketball, you know who Michael Jordan is. And today I'll be talking about how Michael Jordan getting drafted has changed the NBA forever through his athletic excellence, his impact on viewership, and Nike and his Nike sponsorship. Now, let's start by looking at Michael Jordan's athletic excellence. Michael Jordan, is commonly debated as one of the greatest of all time to ever play the game of basketball. I mean, his accolades speak for himself. He's a six-time NBA championship, including two three-peats, a five-time MVP, a six-time Finals MVP, a 10-time scoring champion, and that's just not even including all the NBA teams that he's made. And not just that, but his style has changed how the game is played. A quote from the late great Kobe Bryant, who was also an MVP and a five-time finals winner. I don't think people really understand the amount of impact he had on me as a player and a leader. Kobe went on to speak in his interview with CBS, talking about how Michael Jordan was the biggest influence of him growing up and how he based his game off of. Now, while his athletic greatness stood out, Jordan also transformed how people viewed and followed the NBA. Jordan's popularity drastically increased NBA viewership and global appeal. Primarily, the factor for popularity rise in the NBA during the 1990s. While there were great players like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, who played in 3 finals together, also Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was dominated the 70s and 80s, but their type of impact did not see the type of viewership rise that the NBA wanted until Michael Jordan started to break out. Now, coming from Sports Media Watch and John Lewis, the NBA's average viewership peaked at 3.1 million viewers, as you can see by this timeline, in 1999. Since Michael Jordan's retirement has dropped drastically, we're about now currently the NBA is half of what it was during Michael Jordan's peak. Now, not just that, but we'll talk about his global appeal from the 1992 Olympics. The Dream Team was the first time that the NBA allowed NBA players to be able to play in the Olympics. This was able to showcase Michael Jordan's talents to a global audience of millions of viewers.
I have a question.
What's up, audience?
Have we ever lost the Olympics?
So the reason that the NBA allowed NBA players to play in the 1992 Olympics was because the Olympics prior was the first time that America had ever lost.
Interesting.
Now, beyond athletic success and viewership impact, Jordan's partnership with Nike permanently changed the business side of sports forever. Air Jordan's brand changed marketing athletes forever, just of how massive of a deal that Michael Jordan created. His 1984 brand with Nike paved the way for the impact that he would have on the sports world besides his athletic career. His deal with Nike became the first time that anyone would get a percentage of their shoes that they were sold. This deal transformed from what was a 5-year, $500K deal per year to $1.3 billion, just based off the percentage of revenue that he got for selling his shoes and the impact that he had on the rest of the sports industry. Now, this also led to more signature deals. Air Jordan created the path for future athletes such as LeBron James, Steph Curry, and many other great athletes, as you can see, to have their own type of brands and have their own way of selling shoes this way. Now that we have gone over the history of it that Michael Jordan made, let's tie everything together. Michael Jordan changed history of sports through his athletic talent, global impact that drew millions of new fans to the NBA, and his revolutionary partnership with Nike. MJ playing in the NBA is a historical event in itself and changed the game of basketball forever. Do we have any questions from the audience? Also, there are my sources.
I have a question.
Yes.
In your opinion, what is one of his best stats?
So I think his best stat is winning 6 straight. Just taking that break in between playing basketball and playing baseball. I think being able to pick back up where he went off and to win 6 championships basically in a row is probably his most important. Is probably his most impressive stat.
Interesting.
Another question from the audience.
Did Michael Jordan always want to sign with Nike?
So actually, no. Nike was actually Michael Jordan's last pick. He primarily was going to sign with Adidas because that's what everyone was doing. Everyone was signing with Adidas. His second option was Converse, but it wasn't until his mother really convinced him that Nike was the best fit for him and was going to, have that great of impact that show the type of player that he was going to be to get him to get to that decision that Nike was the right choice for him. Oh.
Would other players in the NBA also wear his shoes and his brand?
Yes, they would. Michael Jordan, the Jordan brand became very popular among newer generations playing in the NBA.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions? Okay, awesome.